Hello friends, it's ADHD back with another video, and today we will be talking about telling people and trying to get them to understand when you have ADHD, because I was asked by a Tumblr follower to do one where you're trying to kind of tell your partner who's neurotypical that you have ADHD, but the problem is that my partner is not neurotypical. I don't think any of my friends are neurotypical, so I'm going to do this more of explaining your ADHD to somebody who doesn't have it. But first, I wanted to mention the fact that I made a writing blog, and I'll link it somewhere, either in the description or I'll try to figure out the card thing. But I made a writing blog for stuff that I write because I'm a creative writing major. I write a lot. So it's just kind of a way for me to share with you guys some of the stuff that I write. Just be warned that some of it is a little dark and having to do with death, so be warned about that. But let's get into the video. Okay, so first things first, it's obviously very hard for somebody who doesn't have ADHD to understand why you do certain things because of it. For example, it is hard for a lot of my friends and family to understand why I fidget so much, and I bounce my legs, or I'll move my hands, or I'll just do a lot. I'll be moving constantly because I cannot sit still unless I'm able to focus on something else. So sometimes I get the whole argument of, oh, well, you weren't bouncing earlier, so why are you doing it now? Oh, you've had too much caffeine, blah, 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 you need to do X, Y, Z. But the thing is that if I wasn't bouncing earlier, that's because I was able to focus and put my energy into one thing that I was, intently focused on. If I'm not intently focused on something, I will be fidgeting, I'll be bouncing because I cannot sit still. It's a huge problem, huge thing of contention, and it can be a whole adventure. It's a time. It's honestly a time. Okay, for the second thing, there's the whole thing of forgetting what you're going to say or forgetting what you were saying. And that can be a really big issue for people who are good with memory, so they're able to continue a conversation and not forget what they're going to say if somebody else starts talking. And so they might get upset with you for forgetting what you were going to say or forgetting what you were saying, forgetting what they were talking about. But honestly, it's just something that you need to explain to them. It's just I'm trying. Please just be patient with me, I'm trying. It can be really difficult. Or when you ask somebody to repeat themselves, and as they start, your brain processes what they said the first time, so you give them the answer. And they get insulted because oh, so you were listening. It's just yes, I was listening, but I asked you to say it again because my brain didn't process it. And the time that it was taking you to say it again, my brain processed it. It can be really difficult on that front too. It's just something that you need to try to explain to them that that's what's going on so that they don't get insulted and upset about it, because honestly, dealing with your friends or family when they're upset and insulted by things is not fun. It's a time. It's a time. Another thing that I've been told because of my ADHD is the fact that I've been told that I act really childish, which is true because I'm a very childish person. That's just who I am. It's just me. But it can be annoying to some people whenever they're trying to be mature, or they think that they're mature, but they just view me as a child. And that can be really, really difficult to deal with. But honestly, I try to be mature in situations. It's just that if I forget to take my meds, or if I'm just having a really high energy day, I will be really bouncy, happy, giddy like a child on Christmas. And a lot of people might find that annoying, so I just kind of try to tone it down, dial it back more, hold it in, and do it out in private, which I know is not an option for everyone, but maybe that's a good idea. I'm not sure. Maybe that'll help you, but I don't know if anybody else has that problem or if it's just me, but maybe I can be of help to you. Another thing that might be hard to explain is the fact of how bored that you get with certain things. You might be really, really enjoying watching something for a while, and then after a while, you get really bored of it. You're just not interested. You're spacing out. You're on your phone. You're doing X, Y, Z while watching it, and people are just why aren't you paying attention? It's oh, I am. X, Y, Z is happening, but they still think that you're not paying attention. So the whole thing of getting bored and not being able to just focus on one thing can be really difficult, because there are a lot of times during movies that I'll just be on my phone at the same time, but I still know what's going on in the movie. It's just a matter of I need something else to also occupy my mind because this is not grasping my attention enough. Which is why, honestly, I prefer watching movies at home rather than in the theater, because I can be on my phone, I can do things, rather than have to sit there in the darkness, being quiet, and just being normal. It's a time. It's hard. Also, another thing is that I much prefer watching movies by myself. It's just a personal preference because of my ADHD, I like to be able to get up, move, like pause whenever I need to, whenever I want to, like leave for like 15 minutes, come back, keep watching it. Because there's no one on this earth that you could like watch a movie in a group with that everyone would be okay with you doing that constantly. They'd all get annoyed. They just want to sit and watch the movie. So I personally prefer watching movies by myself because of this. Otherwise, I just end up being like, oh, I need to pee. Oh, I want a snack. Oh, I need something to drink. And then I end up getting people annoyed with me because we're constantly pausing because I forgot to do things. And I'll be asked, like, did you take your meds today? And it's like, yes, but my brain still isn't functioning at 100% capacity. It just be like that sometimes. It just be that way. But honestly, it can be really difficult. So, honestly, my main advice with all of this would probably be to sit down whoever it is that's being a butt or just doesn't understand, or somebody that you want to understand. Just sit them down and have a conversation with them. Let them ask questions, answer them honestly. You tell them a bunch of stuff about you and about your ADHD to help them understand why you do the things you do. Because in relationships, whether it's romantic, platonic, family, communication is key for getting anything done and for having a good relationship. So, all in all, you just need to have good communication and try to not pent up your emotions when you get upset, just to express what's making you upset so that it can be talked about and resolved rather than just feeling pent up rage for all eternity when it could have been solved by a 5-minute conversation. So, that's about it for this video. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.